It's time for the JSBL playoffs. Dan Yuzerski, Alec Krauthamel with you. We have a interesting matchup tonight. There's a lot of storylines in this one. Seaview Jeep, the number 3 team, against Larson Ford, who is missing many guys after an unstreamed game of legend last night.
Yeah, I mean, they're down Shahid Muhammad. I think he's the only one that they're down in terms of getting the. He was given 2 technical fouls and ejected, so that triggered an automatic 1-game suspension. And especially when you look at who's on the other side, when you have to face off against Josh Cohen, you have to face off against Emmett Hall. Not having Shahid Muhammad is going to be that much more daunting of a task. Now, this is a Larson Ford front court with a lot of size. They got Alex Leiba out there, Lucas Agba-Jemison, Malik Weinglass back for the playoffs, but very, very tough task ahead, especially when you look at Cohen, who was the runner-up for the MVP, and then Hall, who's a serviceable big man as well, just off the bench. So it's going to be a tall task in the front court, and that's what the matchup that I'm really looking forward to.
All right, and even then, I mean, it's funny. Seaview's had inconsistent attendance at times this year. Even without George Pappas playing tonight, who's probably one of the top 5 big men in shooting in the league, they still have Xander Rice back, who's just playing in his 2nd game tonight. They used the injury exception on him, and he's a huge get back for the Seaview team.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw it in the lone game that he played in the regular season. He got off to a bit of a slow start, but really got going as the game went on. Great in transition, was able to space the floor. And then when you pair him with Jesse Steele and Justin Robinson, 2 premier shot makers, makes it all that much more difficult to go up against.
JSBL playoffs underway. This one, I predicted a 120-73 game. I think Larson loses by 47 points tonight.
That's a little bit more than I was comfortable.
Here's Cohen right down in the lane and lays it in. He's going to be a problem for them all night, and he starts it right away.
Yeah, that matchup is why I have Seaview Jeep winning this game, because he's, again, we've been saying it all summer long, he's a multifaceted big man on offense. He is really what you want in all aspects.
As Weinglass knocks down a 3, and Larson Ford quickly grabs the lead, 3-2. Here's Robinson, the league's MVP. Drives, stops, kicks. Here's Cohen down the lane. Impossible. Was blocked by Agba-Jemison. Might make that Leiba, but a foul.
And again, that's what Cohen can do. You can give him the ball off a handoff, and he can create off the dribble. So it makes him so dangerous to match up against, because you put a traditional center on him, but then then he has the advantage in terms of creating off the dribble. Then you try to put a wing on him, and he has the size advantage. So really a matchup problem all over the floor, and it should be really interesting to see how he does. He averaged over 30, I want to say 34 points a game, about 12 or 13 rebounds this year. So yeah, I mean, there's a reason he was named to the All-JSBL first team along with Justin Robinson, the MVP.
And the thing with, you could have gone either or with Robinson or Cohen for MVP. Both of them were a fine choices. Here's McCallum. He's going to shoot it, and he's going to miss, obviously, as Robinson grabs the rebound. And let's talk about, obviously, about Hall and Robinson. I mean, not Hall, Cohen and Robinson. Rice gets it, drives, flips one up, off the glass and in. Tough defense, better bucket from Xander Rice.
Yeah, he's a crafty finisher in the lane. Plays bigger than his size for sure as a guard. He can finish through a bunch of different kinds of angles and contests.
Floyd stripped of the ball by Jesse Steele. Here's Robinson, the JSBL MVP down the floor. Drives, gets in, kicks, Cohen, floater good. And that's the thing that they didn't have a couple weeks ago when he was out. And if you get his playmaking, it makes them all the more dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely, because you can give the ball to Cohen and let him create out of that. It really puts just another stressor on the defense.
McCallum misses on a pull-up. They have to have him be a better shot maker tonight. He's coming into this week, I believe he's 9 for 30. Here's Robinson, kick, floater. Robinson gets it to go, and it's 9-3, 2 minutes in.
Yeah, give and go with Robinson. Again, he's lightning quick when he's moving with or without the basketball.
Here's Zaire Dean, comes across the screen. Dean floats one, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Jesse Steele, another guy who could make threes for this Seaview team. Here's Cohen, shot fake on a 3, drives it on Leiba, floats one up, no. Rebound tipped out to Xander Rice, who hits a 3 in motion, shot no good. Rebounded by Malik Weinglass. Larson only that first bucket. Since then, they've been outscored 9-3, and they take a timeout early on in this game.
Yeah, I think, again, the offense has missed some good looks. They got to get Corey Floyd Jr. more involved. He almost carried them to a victory over Kenneland Autobody, who finished the season undefeated in the regular season. Got to get him involved, get him some good looks, get him to get some shots from the outside, and also put pressure on the basket. You know, I think the only way you're going to be able to contain someone like Josh Cohen is to tire him out on the defensive end. So you got to put pressure on the basket and get some good looks.
The other guy, I found Larson forward. The way he played the other night, when we didn't see him play last night, but I would try to get Peter Luster into this game quickly as possible because and I know you like McCallum out there for his defense, but the shot making that McCallum's taking right now, he's been too selfish. You have to have a guy in there that can play off the ball, and right now they don't have one.
Yeah, I think Luster definitely. Again, we said it a couple of nights ago when Larson played. He's a guy that you can swing the ball around. Luster's going to move without the ball, stay on the perimeter, and he can just go up and knock down a three. So we'll see how much he can get involved. I'm intrigued to see how Malik Weinglass impacts this game. Obviously, he has the only basket for Larson forward so far on a three, but he's a guy, he's a bigger forward, but he has that good on-ball skill set to create, and he's got Josh Cohen on him. So again, see if you can kind of try to wear him out on the defensive end.
And that could be a big piece as Dean gets around a screen, kicks out, Floyd, three, up, and no good. Rebound tipped into the hands of Hall by Cohen, and Seaview will run again. Leading 9-3. Steele, pull-up triple, short. Weinglass able to rebound it. Here's Dean. Kicks, corner, Floyd, inside, Liba. Working on Emmett Hall. Liba to the basket, had a good shot, but he missed. That's when Larson really needed to go down. Rice with it now, guarded by McCallum. Puts one up, blocked by McCallum. Making an impact defensively. Here's Dean lobbing it up, McCallum. Shot is good. Excellent job on the transition offense as Rice the other way. Got a three. That's brutal. Just a brutal break for Larson Ford. As Dean in and out. Rice driving in, gets inside, shot might have been blocked. Either way, good defense inside by Liba. McCallum, Floyd, open look for three, off. And it'll go back to Seaview, up 12-5. Robinson has it at the top of the key, comes across the screen, fires up a triple, no. Rebound out to Hall, extra pass, Rice from the right wing, got it. And it's a 10-point lead for Seaview.
And again, you got to put a body on the offensive glass. Great job by Hall being there in the right area and finding Rice, who just went right up with it.
Floyd, floater, got it. Nice shot from Floyd, and you're right. And that's the thing, right now, Seaview Jeep has the two big lineup on the floor. They don't even have Ruoff in the game yet, and they're still having success. Steele, Cohen drives in on Liba, kicks out to Robinson. Robinson falling away, no, and they missed some contact. Dean, away from the play, pulls up Robinson, driving down the lane is Weinglass, and he lays it in. I've never quite seen that before, where Dean and Robinson pulled each other up. Rice falling away, and McCallum's face. Woo. What a shot by Rice.
Yeah, Rice, again, he's great body control, especially when he's falling away. And he has that high release point where he may have the size disadvantage against McCallum, but that time he just lofted it up.
Here's Dean. Yet to enter the scoring column tonight. Here's Liba getting inside, positioning. Oh, my goodness. He's had a couple where he just hasn't gotten the roll, but he's getting good positioning on Hall.
Yeah, I think the high pick and roll offense is going to be the key for Larson Ford, especially when you have someone like Zaire Dane running the point. He's going to be guarded by Justin Robinson. We know Robinson is going to shade towards sitting in the paint, anticipating the drive. So, you know, that high screen and roll with Dean and Liba, you know, Dean's going to have some opportunities to knock down threes, and it's up to him to knock them down.
It's been a fun one so far, and 17-9 at the media timeout break. Welcome me back to the JSBL Network. Dan Yuzerski, Alec Krauthem, Alex Leiba at the free throw line as he misses. Larson Ford has played better than the 17-9 score indicates. They're getting good looks, they're just not finishing.
Yeah, exactly. And CVU Jeep on the other end has knocked him down. You know, you've gotten Cohen involved early on. Rice is obviously a great isolation scorer. Now you got a guy like CJ Ruoff in the game who we've talked about so many times, an elite play finisher. So there's a lot of options for CVU Jeep on offense.
Here's Robinson. Dean's played pretty good defensively on him. Rice has to switch Ruoff into the game for the first time, taking the position of Hall. Rice drives, stops, pulls up, off. Cohen the rebound in a crowd, and he's fouled by McCallum.
Yeah, Cohen getting after it on the offensive glass. Again, that's an area where Larson Ford is going to have a lot of trouble containing him. He's got such long arms. Even if you box him out, he can just kind of reach over like he did there. And again, he's great at drawing contact. So just a matchup problem all around.
Yeah, there's really no one in the league that can handle him. And some may argue Kennedy or Kimbrough, but I still think at the end of the day, Cohen can get his, and get his a lot. As he hits both free throws, a 19-10 score, 4:20 to play in the first. Dean, miscommunication there, threw it out of bounds.
Out of bounds, possession to Seaview.
Yeah, you saw Weinglass say that one's on me. And again, Weinglass, really intriguing player in this matchup because of how he can create on the ball with his size.
Ruoff inside, beautiful feed and a finish from Robinson to Ruoff. And it's 21-10, a little football score here as Dean short on a three. They got to get Peter Luster into this game eventually. Which that speaks to his improvement, by the way. Alexander, who also in the game now, gives to Cohen, doubled, tripled, quadrupled, finds Ruoff for an open look and a hit on a three. 24-10.
That's the gravity of Josh Cohen. He gets triple teamed in the post as everyone collapses on him, and that opens up a kick out lane for Ruoff, who again can knock down the three at a high level on spot-up opportunities.
Floyd misses. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Seaview Jeep, and no pun intended, is in the driver's seat right now, up 14. Robinson with it. Looks, finds open look in the corner. Ruoff didn't take it. He'll step back, try another three. This one long. Robinson the rebound, and then I believe that's going to be number 2 on Leiba. It's a bad foul away from the basket.
Yeah, that's a tough one. One of those fouls that you may not really need to give up. I know he's trying to reach for the steal, but too much body contact, and especially without Muhammad, like we were mentioning, makes the assignment to guard Josh Cohen all that tougher.
Floyd in the game now. Or that was actually on Floyd, who left the game for Luster as Cohen gets it. And it's a 16-point advantage. The lead is bigger than the amount of points Larson scored at this point. Dean fires three, no. Rice the rebound. Rice working on Luster. Luster does a good job staying with him. They find Alexander. Up top, Robinson. Here comes, could potentially be a pick and roll spot. They get around it. Robinson open look for three. It didn't even graze the net. And it's a 29-10 Seaview Jeep advantage.
Yeah, Robinson barely needs any blue sky to put the shot up. And it was not bad defense. I think Dean probably should have gone over the screen, but he just needs a little bit of daylight and he'll fire, and more likely than not, he'll knock it down. And again, Josh Cohen, the matchup problem in this game so far.
29-10, the score will stay right here. It's already the second timeout Larson's called in the game. I don't know how many they have remaining or whatnot. We still haven't gotten the immediate timeout stats, which are highly important to our broadcast.
I mean, either way, this is all Seaview Jeep so far, and they've really dominated this game from the jump. And it just feels like when they have this amount of offensive talent on the floor, I mean, they're probably it's going to be really interesting if they were to potentially make a run to the championship. The winner of this game faces the winner of RK Athletic and Stearns Trailer, the 2-7 game.
Come on. You mean the winner faces Stearns Trailer?
I don't know. I mean, they did. I know Stearns' lineup, the two lineups were much different than what they're projected to be for Monday's game, but if you remember earlier in the season when those two teams played, they did go to overtime.
That is true. But again, if Stearns has their full rotation of guys, it's not a contest the way RK's played all season. Here's Luster. McCallum finds Weinglass along the baseline, and a double and a foul on Alexander away from the basket. Tough foul to commit with just 3 seconds on the shot clock.
I thought it was interesting the way CVG kind of switched up some of their pressure in terms of their screening. They had Cohen come over the screen and really go after trying to blitz the screen and double the ball. And then they had a lot of rotations underneath that ended up with Weinglass on Alexander on Weinglass.
Pull up mid-range, Luster, no, Agbajemis. Make that Liba couldn't finish. Here's Rice quickly down the lane, got by everybody and missed. Long pass, here's Weinglass, 2-on-1 here. Weinglass smartly takes it himself and then draws the foul.
CV foul, charge number 3, CJ Ruoff.
Yeah, probably the right play by Weinglass to go right up with it, because Josh Cohen was starting to come over, and that probably would have been a really tough shot.
First one goes. Floyd will come in for Liba.
He replaces Alex Liba.
No, Muhammad is just a killer for Seaview, Larson, excuse me.
Yeah, he led the league in blocks this year. He played really well on Tuesday night. He had, I believe, 21 points, 15 rebounds, 10 of them offensive. I mean, his improvement over the year, just even over this season, has been really impressive to see. And again, he's a guy that can match up with Cohen and make him really work hard in the post.
That's the problem. You at least tire out Cohen. If you can't stop him, you tire him out. As Rice from the corner. That's another one that didn't graze the net. And it's 32-12. Dean gets in, missed. How many times have they missed from point blank range? Robinson, corner, Rice, open look, triple, no. Rebound tipped, Ruoff. Robinson thought about it, and we'll slow it down. Kicks, Alexander. Dumping it down low. Here's how many do they send at Cohen? Backs down Weinglass. Got it, and the foul. Oh my, what body control from Cohen there.
And that and the contact balance by Cohen. Weinglass trying to slap down at the ball, ended up getting a little bit too much of his hand, which resulted in the foul, but he's just still able to keep control of it and just flip the ball up. He's shown that a few times this year where he's getting fouled when he's going to that hook shot. He just keeps his arm on it and is able to just flip the ball up and in.
35-12 the score. With a minute to play in the first, Floyd, that's number 2 on Alexander.
No basket. CU foul.
That's a foul. That's a bad one away from the basket, and
With that foul, CU is now
Seaview's over the limit.
which will put Larson's Corey Floyd Jr. to
Floyd at the line, trying to cut the lead to 3 touchdowns. This must be how you felt like as a Seahawks fan, if you're a Seaview Jeep fan.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many games last year where it's boom, 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 a couple of quick shots, and all of a sudden they're up by 20 points. Both games against the Cardinals, against the Saints, the 49ers.
The Saints one was,
yeah.
Well, even the 49ers one in the playoffs was exceptional as well, as Robinson. Along the baseline. Rice, quick fire on a 3, long rebound tipped. Ruoff controls it. Alexander, that high arcing moon ball 3 over the basket. And it'll go to Larson.
I know it didn't result in a made shot after that missed 3, but again, CV Jeep has really been the aggressors on the offensive glass, and Larson just hasn't been able to put a body on some of these rebounds that have gone out to the perimeter.
Well, because all the focus goes to Cohen, and rightfully so, but I mean, Ruoff's a great offensive rebounder. Rice can track him. Alexander's a good offensive rebounder. And for his size, Justin Robinson is as good of a rebounder, pound for pound, size for size, as you see in the JSBL, considering everything. Here comes the high pick and roll from Cohen. Robinson thought about the deep 3. Dances, mid-range, no, rebound. Tipped out of bounds, and that ends a dynamic and a dominant first quarter for Seaview Jeep. They lead this one 35-14. We'll be right back after this short break on the JSBL Network. Start of the second quarter, Dan Yuzerski, Alec Krauthamel, and it just feels like it's going to be one of those Seaview Jeep dominating performances, and it was in the first quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 13 of 29 from the floor compared to 4 of 21 for Larson Ford. Their offense was playing at a high level, and they were forcing bad looks on the other end. This has just been a dominant performance so far.
I think this is why, going into this playoffs, I think Seaview Jeep is the team to beat in terms of the championship. I think it's going to go back to them. It's been too long as Floyd gets inside and finishes, and that first quarter is the perfect example of why a lot of people around the league think that they could go all the way.
It's just the dynamic talent that they have on offense all over the place. You look at Cohen, who's getting a little bit of a rest with a big lead. You look at Robinson, the league's MVP. Even a guy like Xander Rice coming in late. There's just so many different options they have offensively. Yeah.
Ruoff has a fourth option on a JSBL team. He's a guy that you look at Larson, he could probably be their second option as Robinson pulls from 3 off, rebound. McCallum got away with a loose ball foul on Hall, but Larson has it nonetheless, down 20, down 19. Good ball movement here. Floyd, mid-range. He's way off. Floyd just doesn't feel in rhythm right now, and it's hurting Larson Ford.
Yeah, only 1 of 6 in that first quarter. They need to get him going. He's their most dynamic shot maker. They need him to try to make a comeback in this game.
Here's Steele, mid-range from Steele. Ooh, good look in and out. Larson has it here, down 19. McCallum, open look for 3, and he hits. He has struggled so much from the floor the entire year. He's missed more shots than he's made. He was shooting 38% coming into tonight. He was 5 of 19 last night. That's a huge shot as Ruoff couldn't get it to go. Larson trying to put a run together, and Floyd, good way to acrobatically control that pass, and then Steele, ooh. Last touch by him. I thought he got it.
I think his foot came down on the line just as he was about to release the ball. It was close.
So Weinglass checks out.
But again, good job trying to limit the transition opportunity. Steele was just able to get his hand up and deflect that ball because it was a lob up for Floyd, and then he had to kick it out.
It was a bad pass to Floyd, and it was a good job of him just to be able to control that pass without them turning it over. Here's Hall, Robinson. Gets in, mid-range, falling away. Mikhail Bridges might have made it famous, but Justin Robinson's been the one who's perfected it. And it's 31-29, or 39-21, excuse me. Luster fires from 3 off, and a good look from Luster. And here comes Seaview Jeep up 18. Robinson taking Floyd to school, got it. Robinson's starting to get warm in the second quarter. It's the lead's 20.
Yeah, you can tell when he's kind of feeling out the game in the early goings of the first quarter. You know, he's being the facilitator, setting everyone else up. But then once he turns on that scoring gear, I mean, there's very few other guys in this league that are more fun to watch and more unstoppable.
As on the other end, Liba finishes the end 1. And you're right about Robinson. I think it's just that style of play. I'd say the closest thing, he's like a maestro, where it's just all the attention goes to Cohen, but you forget about how good Justin Robinson is.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just kind of, especially when you get to like the third quarter in a close game or even a game where Seaview has the lead, he's just able to fully grow the lead because of his shot-making ability every single possession. He's so crafty with the ball and quick with it. He's just able to create so many opportunities.
He's such a talented scorer, but I think what's better than his talent is how smart he is as he pulls up from 3 here and just missed. He can find angles unlike anyone as McCallum inside gets it to go. He's 3 of 6, and the lead's down 18. At least for now, McCallum's gotten off to a better shooting night. That one kicked off the foot of Liba.
Possession remains with Seaview.
With 6:14 to play in the second of the first playoff game of the year. Long week ahead as we look to wrap things up next Thursday. Cohen Doubled and oh. Hopefully he's okay. You could hear an audible. You could hear him yelling some kind of pain. Seaview holds their breaths.
I think him and Libo might have bumped knees, I believe. That's what it looked like from here. He's going to try to walk it off, it looks like.
This is McCallum.
But another thing that makes Cohen so dangerous that you just saw on that play is he's stretching out. He's really smart with the ball as well. He's not going to go right up with it if he doesn't have an opening. He'll use the ball fake, and then he'll get the defenders in the air, and he's really good at creating off of that and even drawing some more fouls like he did there.
What makes Cohen so good is that he, unlike a lot of bigs in this league, is so well at handling the ball.
Yeah.
So when you have him, you have, like, with Cohen in particular, how many bigs can you name just in general that are 6'10" and can shoot as well as him, handle the ball as well as him, and then go up and finish and as smart as him? He's the complete package. Robinson fires, got it. The friendly roll, and it's back up to 20. Make that 18. Larson's been better in the second scoring, as that one is in for Floyd from 3.
Yeah, Rice got caught up on the screen, and if you give him that much room, it's only a matter of time until he knocks it down, and a major piece for Seaview Jeep has just walked into the building.
Yep, this game's about over, as Steele couldn't get it to go. Cohen the rebound. Steele again from 3. That one off. But, well, I said 47 points. It's 15 right now. It's going to be 47 now that Pappas walked in. As Liba the finish.
I don't know, not if Liba has anything to say about it. He's been really good at getting that low post positioning, and once he gets there, he's really solid at converting on his opportunities.
Larson already has more points in this quarter than they did in the first. They've doubled up Seaview Jeep 16-8 in the second. Here's Rice, kicks, Cohen couldn't control it, now gets it, drives in, missed the first, second one out of bounds, and it'll go to Larson, and that's the media.
And there's a timeout on the floor.
Timeout on the floor. Larson forward putting together a little bit of a run, down 13. .43-30 to score as we've reached the halfway point of the second quarter. Larson putting a run together. Here's McCallum. He's, of course, going to put it up, and he misses. He puts up a second one, and he misses, and then they miss a third time. It's the fourth time the charm for Larson Ford. Floyd drives in, the finish there. It took him 4 times, but it ended up going in. And the lead's down to 11. Once 35-12 as Cohen works in, falls away, shot no good, and Larson's continuing this run. Floyd in rhythm 3 was off. Ruoff able to control the board. Seaview Jeep in that first quarter was dynamic. They were 13-29. Since they've been 4-12. Cohen inside, just unstoppable, but he misses. McCallum the rebound. Hold the shot, and he was being a little too selfish there. Got it stripped by Rice. Corner kick, Ruoff, triple, got it. That's a huge 3 for Seaview.
Yeah, much needed. Again, just finishing in transition. Ruoff finding himself open in the corner, and Rice with a nice swing out to him.
Here's Dean, kicks, McCallum in the corner, and he misses again. Lima the rebound, he misses again. They have struggled to make some shots tonight. As there's a foul.
Larson foul charge number 3, Zaire Dean, his first, team second. Into the game for Seaview, number 1, George Pappas. He replaces Jesse Steele.
As we're back in the action. Dean, step back for 3. He got it.
And again, those opportunities are going to be there for Dean with Robinson anticipating the drives. He'll sit back in the paint. It's up to Dean to knock those looks down, and he did there.
As Ruoff misses from the top of the key. And what a difference a quarter makes. Larson Ford looked like they were dead to rights after that first quarter, and yet they've rebounded pretty well here in the second.
Yeah, it's been about putting pressure on the basket, whether it's Dean or Liva or Floyd. They've done a great job of just getting to the basket.
This one stripped by Cohen. It's a two-man break. Can they get back? And last touch by Rice. Jovan Steinmetz is in the game getting minutes, which is, I don't think, something either of you or I expected. Here he is here. Liba getting in. Hook shot is good. And the lead's been cut to single digits as Pappas is now in the game. Larson in the 3-2 zone. It's worked. Here they come again. Floyd inside, lays it up and in, and the lead's cut to 7.
Now how about Floyd taking the risk there, looking for he timed Robinson's pull-up jumper really well, just poked at the ball, and that forces a turnover and another scoring opportunity.
And a missed shot here from Rice. Stein missed the rebound. Here's Dean. Kicks. Floyd, open look, 3, way off the mark, no good. Cohen taking it in on Liba, the finish. That's the way. They've struggled to attack the 3-2 zone. Maybe that's a way to figure it out.
Yeah, just go coast to coast in transition, and Cohen hasn't been as good in this second as he was in the first, but a nice job of just taking the initiative and going straight to the hoop.
Dean in the corner, feeling it, and maybe feeling it a little bit too much. He missed. Rice inside, layup is good, and the lead's back to 11.
Yeah, Seaview Jeep, again, these last couple of possessions in transition, they, again, took the initiative in making something happen on the fast break.
Here's Floyd, dumps it in.
1 minute remaining in the first half.
Liba kicks one, shot no good. Cohen the board. Robinson getting in. Finds Liba. Here's Dean, tried to lob it up. Excellent defense in the lane by Ruoff. Ruoff, Robinson, kicks. Pappas hasn't taken a shot yet. Kicks Robinson, transition, look for 3 is good. In rhythm. And it leads 14.
Larson's defense was in the scramble drill on that possession, and great awareness by Pappas. He could have tried to force the pull-up 3 in some of his first action in the game as he get a foul on Rice. He could have forced that shut up because he hasn't taken one yet, and he recently checked into the game, but he made the extra pass, turned a good shot into a great one for Robinson.
And that's been the difference between, that's what Larson at times this year hasn't done, and that's exactly what Seaview just did.
And I feel like that's kind of what Seaview got out of when Larson started to make this run, was not making the extra pass, trying to force things a little bit too much with their isolation offense.
And I mean, right there, you see McCallum get inside, doesn't look to pass, tries to be selfish, take it himself, and he turns the ball over. That's the difference between winning and losing basketball. Here's Robinson here, he's got to put one up, gets in, kicks, corner, Ruoff, shot fake at the buzzer, got it off and was blocked by Liba. And that's the end of the first half. 53-39 the score as we take a short break here on the JSBO Network. Start of the second half here in Manasquan High School. First game of the JSPL playoffs. Danny Zerski, Alec Krauthamel, and Larson Ford put themselves behind the 8 ball, but they rebounded pretty well after that second quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think they upped the intensity in the defensive end. They put a lot more pressure on the basket. Guys like Liba and Floyd and Dean stepping up. So we'll see how they do here in the second half. Still a lot of basketball left to be played, but especially when you add someone like George Pappas to the lineup for CVG, still an uphill battle with how many different options they have on the offensive end.
It feels like any of the 4 guys, there's 4 guys right now on CVG that would be the #1 option for Larson Ford. As Floyd drives, blocked out of bounds by Cohen. Cohen not at times known for his defense, but he is a very good defender.
Yeah, I mean, it helps that he has the length to really kind of make an impact from anywhere. He came over to help with Floyd having an edge on steal and just did a great job of getting that hand over and blocking it.
As Dean missed, McCallum missed. McCallum gets his putback and makes it. McCallum is now 4 of 11 after a 3 for 9 first half. Pappas, shot fake on a 3, and then a whistle away from the basket. That's going to go, I believe, on Floyd.
Larson Ford foul, charge number 33.
That's actually Wineglass.
Yeah, just trying to put any contact on Cohen heading towards the basket so he doesn't have a free run.
Here's the run here. Cohen. I mean, the degree of difficulty on that was nearly impossible, and he made it look easy.
Yeah, he's really good at using his feet, his footwork in the post to spin around and get a good look. He just flipped that one up off the rim. Or off the backboard, I should say.
I mean, how many guys can do that as Wineglass misses? Here's Robinson with it. Robinson around the screen, mid-range, money. He is just unstoppable.
Yeah, especially, again, with the pull-up game, he only needs a little bit of daylight, and the high screen from Cohen just freed that up, and Floyd kind of went under it a little bit, and that opened up the daylight.
Here's Corey Floyd trying to feed it inside. Good hands by CVU. Liba gets it back, and that's bumped by Cohen. Liba's posed a tough challenge for Cohen tonight, at least on the offensive end.
He has, yeah. He's really making him work on the offensive glass, whether he's in the low block, because he's a guy, again, another guy who's been able to improve as the years have gone on here in the JSBL. He's able to get his own when it comes to the low post game.
And Liba's 3 of 10, but that number could easily be 7 of 10. He's had very good looks. It's just, as we get on the free throw, the bounces he's had tonight are unfathomably unlucky. He has one more at the line. Got that one, so he splits a pair, and he leads now down to 16. Make that 15. Robinson has it here. Comes around a screen. Has an open look, mid-range, got it. I mean, automatic from that spot. And the lead is now 17.
Yeah, they switched on the screen that time, and Liba was dropping down into the paint just a little bit. And once again, I say it again, just a little bit of daylight needed for Robinson to use the pull-up.
Here's Liba. Oh, what a move. He gets inside and finishes. Excellent move by Liba there. It's 59-44. Both teams starting to hum offensively. Rice in the face of McCallum. No, rebounded by Floyd. Larson running. Floyd gets the switch on with Steele. Drives along the baseline. Shot is good. Cohen got there a split second too late, and Floyd got the basket.
Yeah, they're going to need to rely on him a lot down the stretch here. He's their premier shot maker. He's also a really good driver into the lane.
Long pass, Pappas in the corner, and he stepped out of bounds.
Out of bounds, possession Larson.
Pappas still yet to take a shot.
Yeah, again, he's kind of still in the feeling out process of this game. Coming in here in the second quarter, he had a potential for a look there, but his foot was just on the line.
I think one of those cases where as long as you see one go in, as Wineglass out-muscled him, and then Pappas picked up the foul.
CV foul, charge number 1, George Pappas, his first.
It's still weird seeing Pappas in a Seaview jersey.
Yeah, I mean, he was that great player all those years for Ortho, New Jersey, and making the switch over to, again, 4 generations of Monmouth basketball on the floor right now.
Steele, Robinson, Pappas, and Rice, all guys who have starred in the Ocean First Bank Center in one way or another as Zaire Dean gets inside. And once again, the lead's cut down to 11. Largest lead for Larson Ford tonight was 1. Here's Pappas, gets in, floats one up, and around the rim, and the friendly roll, and then a foul away from the basket. Who's that on?
They're going to get Wineglass, him and...
That's a bad foul. That's a horrible foul.
Yeah, him and Cohen got tangled up.
Taking the technical free throw.
That's a technical on Wineglass, and if you're Larry Marshall, you cannot let that happen. You're all the way on the other end of the floor as the technical's missed by Rice, but
he got tangled up with Pappas on the previous possession. So definitely this game's starting to get a little bit more physical.
It's a playoff game, the JSPL, the chippiness is just getting started. We'll see, I'm sure we'll see a lot of it in the second of our doubleheader tonight. ACI Robins Nest against WCT. Dean has it. Robinson was pestering him up the floor, and Pappas is whistled again against Wineglass, both fighting for position.
Yeah, Wineglass is physical at the point of attack, especially when he's trying to create some space in the low block, and they're going to get Emmett Hall in the game. They're going to switch up that matchup just to get some more size on Wineglass. And that's 2 straight possessions now, so the officials are going to go over and talk with Pappas and Wineglass because they're starting to really get tangled up and start to get physical. Yeah, they're going to switch up that matchup, and I believe they're going to try to get...
I'd put Hall on him.
That's what they started with because Hall started this game. Yeah, that's going to be the matchup, just to get some more size on him and make sure he can't be as physical, especially with a bigger guy like Hall on him.
I mean, this lineup for Seaview Jeep is just incredible. Rice, Robinson, Pappas, Hall, and Cohen. Dean floats one up. I think he meant to pass that, and it went in nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, the defense was closing in quickly, so he had to make a decision one way or another, and it was a nice decision to just go right up with it.
Pappas fires from 3 and misses. Live with the rebound, and I got to give a lot of credit to Larson Ford. I had them losing by 47 tonight as Dean transition 3, maybe not the shot there, Valentine, but here's Rice. After the feed from Pappas, it feels like some of the stagnation is starting again for Seaview as Rice couldn't get it. Seaview is so good when they're just free-flowing offensively. It's been stagnant since the end of that first quarter as Floyd gets a 3 and the lead's cut to single digits.
Yeah, nice job finding Floyd on the wing. Defense kind of lost him there. Robinson was late to contest, and that is too easy for Corey Floyd.
Robinson pull off the soft touch. And the lead's back to 10. 5:28 to play here as Dean gets in, floats one up off the glass. No, Liba the rebound and put back. Larson Ford has outscored Seaview Jeep in the second consecutive quarter. They've been on a nice run over the last 15 minutes. Robinson, pull up, no, rebound Cohen, and then a whistle. That's going to be number 4 on Wineglass. Well, I guess I don't count the technical.
I have noticed that, yeah, the technicals don't count in the personal fouls.
Which doesn't make a lick of sense to me, but here's Robinson. Mid-range, left open, and he'll do that every time you leave him open. 65-55. Floyd with it. Stops, starts, kick, Dean. Extra pass to Liba, who has it along the baseline. Back to his basket. Here's Wineglass, extra look. Floyd open for 3, and it's off. Cohen the board. But that might be one of the best possessions we've seen them have tonight.
Yeah, really good look, especially by Wineglass making the extra pass. But again, the superior shot making by Seaview Jeep results in a Pappas 3.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you have the good possessions, you have to capitalize on them. Dean kicks. Wineglass has taken a couple looks from 3 tonight. Doesn't do it here. Liba mid-range off. And it's Cohen's board. Here's Rice. kick. Pappas, open look. No hesitation. Drills another three.
Again, so quickly it can change. It's an 8-0 run instantly from Seaview Jeep. They just knocked down 2 threes from Pappas. They're just able to really work in transition at a high level.
Floyd McCallum, he'll take it and missed. Rice able to get the rebound. Here's a run in transition. Does Pappas have another one in him? He's gonna pass to Rice, inside, Hall the finish. And that's just beautiful passing by Seaview Jeep.
Yeah, that's when they're at their best on offense, as Larson's going to call a timeout with the 10-0 run. That's when they're at their best. The ball is absolutely flying around, and you find a wide open shot to, again, 4 of the best shot makers in the JSBL. That was a great job there. The 3-on-2 break, they took full advantage of it. This offense, again, they were a little bit stagnant, like you mentioned, in the opening stretch of minutes, and then they were just able to turn it on, and pretty much on a dime.
Indeed, they have. 73-55 as there's a timeout on the floor. .325 to play here in the third quarter. Here's Zaire Dean, puts one up and in. Cutting the lead to 16, but whenever it feels like Larson goes on an extended run, Seaview's so quick at exploding, it's just an unwinnable game for Larson.
Yeah, they can flip a switch with a lot of their ability to shoot the basketball.
Ruoff, shot fake on a 3. Pappas has it back in the corner. There's so much shot-making guards on this team. It's an embarrassment of riches as Pappas gets inside, was going for the kill shot on the dunk, and was fouled.
He was looking for the tomahawk. He was trying to go up with that late in the shot clock. But one thing I think when Seaview Jeep's offense has been really playing at a high level, they've been able to play off the pressure that Larson Ford's trying to give them on the defensive end. They're able to drive and kick. They're able to put the defense into the scramble drill, we call it, making them rotate, just putting accurate passes all around the perimeter, because eventually the defense can only scramble for so long until you find an open look and someone breaks down.
The best way to describe it, I would say, is controlled chaos. Because you're basically putting the defense in chaos mode. Here's Dean, open look for 3. He hits. He's been spectacular tonight. He's now 4 of 14. Pappas gets in. Good move, but he missed. Larson needing an extended run again. Down 14. Oh my goodness, what a shot by Floyd.
Yeah, Hall came over to contest. I thought he might have gotten a piece of that looking straight away on it, but great job of just lofting it up and over. And again, they're going to need him to provide a lot of offense.
Robinson triple, no. Larson's defense has been good tonight. After that first quarter, they've only held Seaview to 49 points. As Dean hits again. And the lead down to 9.
Yeah, it's a 10-1 run since that timeout. Again, Seaview's kind of fallen into the ISO game a little bit too much. They haven't gotten the greatest quality of shot. We'll see if Larson can continue to cut into it.
Well, there's no ball movement as Ruoff. No ball movement, no problem. There was no off-ball movement there, yet it worked into their favor.
Yeah, the defense came over to help in on Robinson attacking, and that left Ruoff open for 3. Again, an elite play finisher.
As Luster from the corner hits. He has been spectacular this summer. But the other way, Ruoff, excellent transition offense by Seaview.
Yeah, you can't let that happen off a made basket. Ruoff streaking down low in the basket on a backdoor cut.
Luster gets in, finds McCallum, flips one up and in. He's 5 of 13 tonight. And the lead down to 9, but this is about where they've been able to get it. They double. Oh, what a pass by Robinson, and Alexander couldn't handle it. Here's Dean with Luster trailing. Dean took it and missed, but a foul, and he's on the ground in some pain.
Seaview foul charge number 8, Justin Robinson, his first. Team's first inside the last 2 minutes. At the line for Larson, Zaire Dean. And he will be shooting 2.
We apologize for the technical difficulties. It's 79-71. Larson was projected to lose this one by 47 points.
I wonder who did that.
They're only down 7. I only had them scoring 73 points. They're at 72. So I don't think they're losing by 47. As Robinson pull up, oh my goodness. He is just so smooth. And the lead back to 9. Dean with it here. Has made the last few shots. Weinglass comes across, screen. Dean, pull up, got it. 81-74.
Again, Dean with the assignment. Well, Robinson defending him. He's going to have room to pull up from the perimeter, and it's again, Dean's starting to hit those shots now, and it's a big reason why Larson Ford's offense has really taken a step forward in these last 2 quarters.
Robinson can hold for the final shot. What a turnaround for Larson. With 3 seconds, Robinson gets in, puts one up, no. Seaview Jeep will take the lead going into the final quarter, only up by 7. It's been a fun one here in game 1 of the playoffs, and a technical was just assessed, right?
Yeah, to Justin Robinson.
So, is that the end of the, I think we have, are they going to shoot that in the 4th or?
Probably the 4th, because it was after the buzzer sounded.
No, they're going to shoot it right now.
Oh.
So Zaire Dean will shoot it, and then it will head to break after this technical free throw by Dean. And he makes it. Larson's cut it to 6 in round 1 of the playoffs. We'll be right back after this short break. Start of the fourth quarter. It's gotten very interesting here in Manasquan High School. Seaview Jeep, who was projected to win this one by 47, as Larson couldn't quite get the turnover. They were all four of us combined picked them to lose by a combined 29 points.
Oh, you mean an average of 29?
Average of 29.
Yeah, I picked 107 to 91. I just felt like Larson, they can defend. It's just a matter of do they have enough shot making. So far, the answer for a lot of this game has not yet been yes, although they have started to heat up with Dean and Floyd and guys like Weinglass really starting to put together some solid stretches and possessions, and especially Liba as well. But I just thought that Seaview just had a little bit too much on offense. But again, the defense for Larson has played well for a lot of this game.
It has, and once again, we're in an extended wet spot cleanup where I guess the mops must be defect because everyone's just going over there with their shoes. Tell you what, this would be a dog's heaven right now, wouldn't it be? All the squeaking.
I wasn't sure where you were going with that, but yeah, you know what, that does make sense.
We should do a bring your dogs night to the JSBL.
That sounds like maybe your worst idea yet. And that's saying something.
There's been some pretty bad ones. Now they finally get a towel, so that at least they're using some dignity to clean up this wet spot.
Yeah, I guess the mops have been rendered useless at this point. I mean, Dave's going to go get one. I don't know.
He's getting a standing ovation.
Oh, God.
This is incredible.
We're giving him a round of applause. I don't know why they didn't bring it up earlier. I figured they didn't bring it up because it wasn't working, but.
Well, I think he just made up for his 2 extended trips to the bathroom with that one as Pappas drills a 3.
Yeah, much needed 3 from Pappas. Again, the ball starting to stick a little bit for Seaview Jeep on some of these late possessions, but that time a great kick out, and the defense fell asleep on Pappas in the corner.
You can't quite do that as Floyd right back. Pull up mid-range in the face. Seaview's got to be a little bit careful here because the defense Larson plays, they send a double here at Rice. Larson's been aggressive defensively, but yet it's kind of worked in their favor. Cohen getting in, got it in the foul! Josh Cohen, a bad man, and he's got one more coming at the line.
Yeah, put him in the washing machine there, just going back and forth on the pivot foot until he finally got an edge. And Weinglass tried to chop down at the ball, but perfect timing by Cohen on the hook. And again, the balance and the ability to just even work through the contact and just flip the ball up. One of the best of the best.
Josh Cohen just made Malik Weinglass look like Davis Bertans.
What you got against Davis Bertans? He was good for like 3 years.
You know what I'm talking about.
Do I? I don't know. The career of Davis Bertans is somewhat memorable for some things.
As here's Floyd, Luster. Luster, oh, beautiful pass. McCallum couldn't finish. He had it point blank range. Rice down the lane, he gets it to go.
Yeah, I think Rice is going to have to take over this game at a certain point just to be able to, give Seaview another guy to create off the dribble and get to the basket.
Floyd misses from point blank. Steele, kicks, Robinson, open look. As that one misses. I'm thinking of someone else. It wasn't Davis Bertans. It was the old Wizards player that got put in the spin cycle by Curry. As Steele fires, got a 3. You know what I'm talking about?
I do not.
Maybe it's Timothy Mozgov.
I don't think he ever played for the Wizards.
Here's Pappas. After the basket by Floyd, Seaview up by 13. Pappas, step back 3. All in and out. Here's a floater for Dean. No, Weinglass couldn't get the tip. And he gets his own putback. Here's Robinson just flipping that up. Couldn't get it to go. As that one doesn't go.
Larson foul charge to number 3, Zaire Dean, his second. Team second. At the line for Seaview, Xander Rice. And he will be shooting.
As Rice is fouled, he's got 2 shots coming.
By the way, the player in question you were talking about in the Wizards earlier was Marcin Gortat.
That's who it was. Yeah, see, kind of the same thing. I really didn't like those mid-2010s Warriors teams, as Rice gets another one. Specifically Zaza Pachulia. And I believe, is that an offensive foul? No, that's on Rice.
14, Xander Rice.
Second team foul on Seaview with 6:51 to play. Long outlet pass. Luster, blocked by Cohen. Ball still on the ground, and it was last touched by Cohen. I don't know about that one, Jim. Actually, maybe we should be mentioning Tony Romo right now.
Well, you know, innocent until proven guilty. You know, all that stuff.
He replaces Peter Luster.
Luster will check back out. I still couldn't believe that video when I saw it as McCallum drives in, shot is strong. Another tough night for McCallum. Rice drives, blocked out of bounds by Liba.
Out of bounds, possession remains with Seaview.
Yeah, nice job by Liba, checking right back into the game, rotating over and sending that shot away because, again, Rice really good at accelerating and deaccelerating to get to the basket around his matchup.
Rice comes across the screen. Fires a 3, no, rebound Liba. 93-81 as we approach 6 minutes to play. Dean, kick, Floyd, open look, triple, short. Off the mark, no good. Here's Rice, pushing. Drives in, kicks, Robinson. Here's the logo 3, here's the miss. Steal, what a tip pass! Incredible! He tipped it to Robinson, who found himself wide open under the rim.
Yeah, again, the smarts by Robinson. He saw the shot was short, he saw the ball was going out, and he just cut straight to the basket.
Dean misses there. Here's Pappas. Oh, he'll try the logo triple and hit! 98-81, and this one might be out of reach. Dean comes back with a 3. What a shot. Here's Robinson putting Wineglass in the spin cycle and drilling a mid-range. And then diving to the floor backwards. Here's McCallum the flush. Both teams getting open looks as another wet spot on the floor, and we'll take a timeout. 5:05 to play, 186 to score. 5:05 to play. Seaview gets it in. They still have 4 seconds. Sorry about that. David Smith texted something funny. Here's Robinson. Kicks Pappas with under 5 to play. McCallum pushing him. Pappas trying to take him to school. Puts one up at the shot clock. Was expiring, and he put his own name up in the rafters.
Yeah, that was a great job of rotating on defense, and especially by McCallum on Larson Ford. Just taking Pappas pretty much out of his rhythm, and by the time he knew what to do, there was already 3 on the shot clock. He had to try to kind of force something up.
Here's Dean, and that's great defense by Larson. Can they convert offensively? That's been the battle tonight as McCallum gets in and misses, but he was fouled.
CU foul charge number 32, Josh Cohen, his second, team second. At the line for Larson Ford, Isaiah McCallum. And he will be shooting 2.
So McCallum has 2 as he misses the first. One more for McCallum, and he got that one. Here's Steele, gets to the corner, finds Cohen, long pass. One more. No, it's Robinson, drives in, gets it to go. Just beautiful passing by Seaview again.
Yeah, they go around the horn and again put that defense in the scramble drill, and Robinson able to attack off the dribble.
Here's Floyd. Floyd drives in, ball deflected out of bounds. Excellent defense by Steele.
Yeah, really great timing, just going right up. A lot of times it's hard not to foul on those because you try to slap down, but sometimes the ball handler is just too quick to go up with his motion.
McCallum has it, and he lost it. Here's Pappas. Here's one more corner. Rice. One more Steele. Steele shot fake. Kicks. Cohen drives in. Kicks to Steele. Long pass. Deep 3. Steele got it. I mean, this is just a clinic. This is Globetrotters like.
Mid-2010 Spurs Ian, you could say.
Are you calling Tyler Schmelz might be Popovich as Alex Lima with the tough finish?
I'll do you one better. Papovich out on the floor.
I see what you did there. I like that. That was well done. That's got to be the punt of the season right there.
And how about Liba there getting the shot to fall? Cohen was really hounding him on the defensive end. He picked up the foul too, but Liba able to focus, get his foot down, and just loft up a floater through the contact. Liba has been one of, if not the best player on the floor for Larson tonight, considering his work on both ends of the floor.
And it's funny because if you look at the stat box, and I know I get yelled about this because of my absences this summer, but Liba tonight has been far better than what the stats have actually shown.
I would agree with that. He's gotten a lot of good looks. He's sealed well in terms of getting on the glass, and he's defended. He's made Cohen work for it. It looked like Cohen was going to have another one of those 40-point games. He's still been really good, but he hasn't truly taken over the game like it looked like he was going to.
And that's a lot of thanks to Liba. As that one no good. We talk him up and he misses the end one. Cohen with it as we approach 3 minutes to play. Steele, corner 3, got it. 108-89.
Yeah, the longest tenured player in the JSBL. We knew it was only a matter of time. He had some open looks that didn't fall in the first half until he got going in the second.
Floyd misses. Rice, Pappas, long, Robinson, open look, 3, no. Floyd the rebound. Larson trying to push. Floyd inside. And you must feel pretty good right now considering what the score is. 108-91. There's Pappas, long 3, got it.
And that was a 3-point basket by George Pappas.
Did he just say Pappin? Because, you know what, Pappas might be popping right now. And I just got the death stare from the two of you. Oh, he's going long bomb. Oh, just missed. He was trying to go Justin Herbert. This one to the corner. Dean, quick trigger on a 3, in and out. By the way, I don't think he will, but if because Justin Herbert recently got engaged, if he was to change his last name to Beer, that would be the highest selling jersey in the history of the NFL. As Floyd misses, puts it back up and in.
Corey Floyd Jr.
You're telling me you wouldn't want to order one of those Justin Beer jerseys?
I mean, you look at Oklahoma. I think he plays for Oklahoma.
Rocky Beers, right?
Yeah. He's gone around in college football. But, yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about.
Here's Robinson. Oh, fancy pass. Can Steele get the 3? He can. That was just picturesque. And the lead's 114.95. Dean, pull up mid-range. No. Looks like Seaview's going to at least hit that 120. Oh, my goodness. Here's Rice.
1 minute remaining in regulation.
Rice missed the first. Pappas offensive rebound. Second time's the charm. 117.95. As Floyd will get in and lay it in.
Floyd Jr.
As Seaview moving on to the second round. Robinson from half court. Just missed.
You had to try it. I mean,
He'd been thinking about it the entire game, and he finally said, "Screw it."
you're up by 20 with 32 seconds left. You know,
Yeah.
you might as well. You just got named the league MVP this morning. You might as well.
As Dean, a long look, hits on a 3.
3-point goal, Zaire
So
Dean.
Larson hits the 100 mark. Still down by 17, though. Here's Robinson. Taking Dean to work with the moves. Dean, Robinson falling away off, and that'll do it. Oh boy, here we go. Floyd and Rice getting into a little bit of a scrum. And that's the game.
I'm not sure what could have prompted that. It looked like it was just the last possession of the game. I don't know what Floyd and Rice were jawing about. But of course, Pappas and Tyler Schmelz are trying to hold Rice back because they're going to need him in the next round. They've got to make sure nothing happens.
Yeah, and I think that's on Floyd. I think Floyd went in there and was like, I think Rice took exception to the way Floyd threw the ball back at him.
Yeah, either way, what a win by Seaview Jeep coming away in the first round.
Hopefully this line's nothing. No, and it ends up being nothing, but I think when you have the ball thrown back at you, it's a little annoying, but that's it. Seaview's going to win this one big time, 119-100. We'll be back with tonight's star of game number 1 after this short break on the JSBL Network. here with tonight's star of the game. Of course I am, the MVP, Justin Robinson. Justin, quickly before we get to the game, MVP, another one. What does that one mean to you?
It's cool, you know. I mean, it means the work that I've put in over the time, you know, just pays off time and time again. Ultimately, you know, you got to come out here and perform.
Speaking of performing, you guys had the full stable of players tonight. How good was that first quarter, the start you guys got off to?
Oh, that was incredible. I mean, you know, but playoff basketball in the JSPL, you know, defense matters, possessions matter, and having guys that, you know, have been here before definitely matters.
You guys, I picked you guys to win by 47. I thought it would be a little bit worse than it was. The fight that they gave you guys, how were you guys able to respond to the punches that they were throwing?
They came out missing early on. You knew they weren't going to miss the whole game. They've got good players. Zaire's like my little brother. I've known him for a very long time. It was only a matter of time before he finally made a shot. And Corey Floyd's incredible. He had a good college career. He's going to be very, very good as a professional. So it was only a matter of time before, you know, they got going. And we just had to weather the storm and remember that we've been here before.
With the playoffs now starting, how confident are you guys that you can make a run to finally bring home another championship?
Oh, we definitely can. You know, it's about keeping the guys, you know, together and keeping everybody here, which is always tough. And, you know, come the back end of the summertime, people have vacations, people start to leave across the waters. So hopefully, you know, we can get the right amount of guys and right group of guys here for the last two games. And
then one last question. Semifinals, but this game right here, WCT ACI, who's your pick?
Just looking at the court, I might go WCT.
That's how I feel as well. Justin Robinson, tonight's star of game number 1. Thanks for joining us and spending some time up here.
You got it. Appreciate you.
Of course, we'll see you in game number 2.